Welcome back to Boring. We're joined here by Sarafin and Kareem, two local rappers.
What up?
Artists.
What up?
How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man.
Well,
how's your day so far?
It's good. I just got off the coffee, got on this yerba mate tea.
Oh, you gotta get a little close to the mic. They're dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was saying I just got off the coffee. I'm trying to like cut back on some bad habits. And my homie in Montreal was telling me about yerba mate.
Yerba mate, never heard of
tea.
it. What is
it? I'm not too caught up on it, but it definitely helps like boost energy and just everyday like activities, and it doesn't have like the drain of like caffeine or like the acidity of caffeine because it's a tea.
Are you on it right now?
I just had a
quick
cup.
shot.
You don't want to have too much. Like I'm new to it, so I don't want to gas everybody up on it. Like do your research.
Facts.
I've been on the herb, not the herba mate, but I don't drink coffee, so it's good that you join the side, man. Appreciate it.
So I had no coffee. That's a vibe.
You drink coffee?
No, I do not. I never had coffee actually.
Coffee's gross, man. I don't know.
Am I the only one that drinks coffee here?
I think you are. I think I've tasted it when I spat it out because like, dude, this is so bitter. People actually drink this?
Yeah.
And man, you put
you
put a little oat milk in there, you know.
Go a little natural.
Some nutmeg and cinnamon. Trust me, you can make it fancy.
Get a little leaves going on for the triumph of the, what's it called? Designs.
You can put lipstick on a pig.
What?
Still a pig.
A pig? Like P-I-G?
Yeah, that's a saying, you know.
Lipstick
It's
on
like
a pig.
you can put a bunch of nice things in a coffee, but it's still just a coffee, bro.
Oh, I see.
Don't like coffee. It's okay.
You don't like it?
No, he don't.
Oh, he don't.
No.
Oh, that's a hate. You hate coffee. You
I hate
related to a
coffee.
pig with lipstick.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Sorry, back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you guys do?
I'm a producer, engineer, artist. I've been kind of helping develop Young Poppy. He's been doing his own thing, just kind of like showing him some of the things I learned. I'm finding a passion for that, so definitely want to get into developing artists and things of that realm, just networking with people.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I have a bunch of like different kind of mediums I'm working on. Like I'm doing like 2 albums, clothes, a web cartoon, hopefully like an animated like series.
A web cartoon, like a TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm writing one, and I'm gonna try and illustrate it for somebody else to illustrate it, so that way I can get it animated probably.
Okay, so you're not doing the animation yourself?
No, man, I just do too much already.
The overload.
Yeah. Most people like my older music. I started making music when I was like 16. So my older music's all under this name, Young Poppy Benito, that I made when I was 16. But then when I hit like around, I was like maybe like 19 or 20. I was like, I want to change my name, but I want to end Young Poppy properly, so I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna end him?
Yeah, I'm gonna end that character.
Okay.
And then I'll probably be like Talib's son. This is his name I chose because my dad's name was Talib, and I am his son. So I thought it was more fitting, a little more mature, you know, like Talib's son.
Yo, I just want to ask a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you got on your head?
Yeah. It's not even snowing
beaver.
outside.
I actually killed this beaver, and now I'm wearing it.
Oh man.
Yo, this dude's like the epitome of like an Albertan.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's sunny outside. You don't understand. It's not cold.
Yeah,
man. I just wanted to wear his
snowing.
hat. I liked it. All right, it made me feel good when I woke up. This
it's
morning.
kind of like an off brown from the jacket too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I said.
I hit it. It's got
And the
it's
red.
got to. It can't be the
Zoom
same
into-
brown,
zoom
or
into
else
his
I'm
t-shirt,
looking.
bro. Look at that red.
Yo, bro, this is
Who dressed you before
this
you
is
left?
a soccer jersey from my island. That my whole family's from.
That is the most random outfit. Like you came stylish, Sarafin, and then your friend.
Bro, I'm just
Cute.
loud, man. I don't know what to say. Yeah. So and I've been making like the stuff I make with Sarafin, a lot more like I'd say, like new era, like popular music, commercial music, like radio stuff, different kind of things. Like I think more people would like it hits a wide range of audiences. But the stuff I'm doing is like Talib Sun is a lot more it's a lot more focused, old school, like hip hop, rap, like
old school,
the shit
like
that I love. Yeah,
like 50,
like Nas, like Mos Def, like Tribe, like Far Side, like just like older stuff like that I just really love, like Pac, like Biggie.
Right. Yeah, it's good music.
Yeah.
Is that your vibe too, or no?
I'm influenced by a whole lot of things, so I don't ever like put a find like
Put a
category.
line on it.
Yeah,
There's no line.
because I like making all types of music. I'm influenced by similar artists, including like Mos Def. I love the creativity of Kanye West and his like freedom approach to making music, in a sense of incorporating a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I've learned from a lot of people just like workflows of some of the major producers in the industry, and you realize that it's not too far off from the ones that are available to us. So just like bringing people together and inspirations from like my grandmother playing bluegrass and country.
What do you mean by workflow? Different, not different by us?
For example, like Kanye West will incorporate different composers on a track. Like he'll come up with a main idea and then throw it to a team of producers and kind of come back in a couple days and be like, well, first he'll be like, this is what I'm looking for. And then he'll come back and then kind of go over it with them. So not necessarily like leaving the group, but like working with people and picking out what people are good at. So
Right.
like bringing in like a dope pianist or someone that really loves playing guitar and incorporating those aspects into the overall project of the music, and not just being like
Live instrumentation is the best.
production, but being our production.
So kind of instead of like single-minded focus, it's like we're doing this as a collective.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I feel it's kind of hard for most artists.
Yeah, it's hard as fuck.
The egos.
Can be. It's just about, it says a lot about where the artist is at, right?
That's
And
true.
I personally don't want to be surrounded by people that are putting their ego into a track, because I want people to be able to express themselves, and there's like different types of egos for sure. But you want to be working with people that understand that we're just here to express ourselves, make dope music, and if someone comes out about it, we're gonna push it. And then that's the second step of getting serious about it, is like realizing the layers of releasing content nowadays.
It's a compromise that you gotta stay focused to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't do that, then you're not really, I don't know. There's still growth, but like there's more growth when you're working with others and you're listening to them too.
And you're comfortable like throwing ideas back and forth with people, and you know how to not take it personally.
Yeah.
So it's almost like training people for those moments where they're included in a session with someone that's well known in the industry, and they got to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's like the way you put it that way. I mean, hypothetically, if I had I had a studio session with like Kanye, for example, I would get hurt if he said something because he's so big. So it's
You can't be.
can't be.
How could you be hurt by someone that has like taken the time to hear what you're working on? It's like I don't know. I recently watched the Mr. Rogers movie with Tom Hanks, and it really brings you back, at least for me, like to what I was raised on, and like the morality of being like, people take time out, like even you guys, like taking time out of your day to be like, hey, we want to know more about these people. And I appreciate that a lot, and I'm humbled by the fact that you guys would even like go out of your way to be like, let's do this, because I just reached out of a limb, seeing that you guys are doing something great, and it connected.
Yeah.
So going to like Kanye being in a studio with you, if the man takes time to even like whisper a word to you, even just like you suck, then
It's for real estate.
it's like
It's for real.
you realize that you have a lot of work to do then.
Yeah.
But it's you had the opportunity to like expose yourself to that, so you at least got yourself somewhere.
Yeah, see, you put it that way. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But feelings do get hurt sometimes.
It's okay though.
It's okay. It's growth, which is like the best thing. I'm not too familiar with the artist side of things, but the way you just put it there, yeah, it's perfect.
It's the same in life though. Like
It is.
you got to experience, and just putting yourself out there. You never know who's going to gravitate towards you. Might not even be a skill, just be your energy.
Yeah, that's true. The crazy thing Steve Jobs said is people don't tend to ask, and he said every time he asked, it's always a yes. And I mean, a lot of people are afraid to ask, which is funny because I even have people who, I swear, I know they want to hop on the podcast, but they will just like, drop little hints like, hey, I'm here. Like, just ask.
Just ask.
For real. I think that comes with the next roadblock in like all of this collaborating is like communication, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm not communicating as an artist that I want to be on the podcast, you're gonna assume that you're not ready, that the artist is not ready for the podcast. So you're not going out of your way to put pressure on people. Mm-hmm. But if you're open to having people on the podcast, then you find the ones that you want on, and then you have a schedule, and it's a politic thing. It's not even a personal thing. And it's realizing,
like, to add on to it, it's also like maturity too, because you can't. I mean, you can't talk to a baby the same way you talk to an adult. It just wouldn't make sense. Yeah. So if you can convey certain things to people, especially good communication skills, and it's at the end of the day, you mostly get what you want most of the time. But if you don't know how to do that, you'll be tossed and turned and probably turn into a sheep. Just the biggest follower of just listening to everyone else and doing what everyone else just wanted you to do and tell you to do.
And that's another thing is like realizing the filter, because then there's the ego that's saying like, I'm not going to be a sheep. And someone's just trying to like push you in the right way. If we're outside of that, like finding opportunities and everything's a question away, if we're on to the next thing of like being and working on something and sharing ideas, resisting ideas that are shared and learning how to communicate and properly like be in that environment and not kill the vibe. Because it's like, how can you tell an artist if you're working on something? And like it's happened a lot with me and Kareem. We'll be like working on something and he'd be like, yo, this has to go in. And it's like, no, it doesn't fit. But sometimes it comes off like super rude, and then it can be like, it can kill the vibe. Or sometimes it can go smoothly and I can incorporate it somehow so like everyone feels involved. So it is definitely difficult and complex getting into
How long have you guys known each other?
2 years.
Yeah, going on 2 years.
Are you like at that friendship of like you've known each other forever?
No, not really. No, I like we're friends. Like we're close, but like we still like we don't like we still argue about things in music. Like we don't agree on everything, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I'll if I think something does actually belong, I'll fight for it. You know what I mean? Like I think like sometimes people see like have different eyes for potential, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like if you don't fight for your ideas, then sometimes you'll never be heard, you know?
Yeah, but that's a healthy friendship though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most of the time people don't talk.
No. You have to though.
You have to, because it's your individuality at that point. Yeah. It's like if I'm not being heard, I'm just doing whatever you say to do.
Yeah.
We also hold a pretty I think we're both pretty hard on ourselves. So it's a lot. Like there's not a lot like if we avoid a lot of arguments just by being like like if I know I did something wrong or he did something wrong, like we'll both be like, yeah, I know, and then like fix it, you know.
It's just about like, communicating and just being like integrity and moving forward. Yeah. Because it's like, and I'm influenced by my homie L out in Montreal. And he's very straightforward. He's like, I believe in you. I love your energy. But if something's bothering me, I'm going to tell you, like, I love you, bro, but that's annoying as fuck. Yeah. And it's like, and that's okay. And it's like getting over that. What actually Toronto helped me with was like getting over that, like, idea that, like, that love, that male masculinity and like sharing that word love and like appreciation for other males is like wrong. And it's like this other thing is like, I deleted that. Because I started experiencing things with groups where we're doing like not-for-profit and like supporting like the Pride Parade and realizing that like going into communities and that people don't have proper male influences in their lives, and realizing that like a lot of our friends, like some people aren't here anymore, or some people have kind of like separated from themselves because people didn't reach out, you know what I mean? So just reinstating that love between like fellow men or boys, you know what I mean? Like that love is real, and through that love you actually have to be like real through it. And that's what my homie L taught me, is just like, and then coming back home is just like, all right, enough of this childish shit, enough of the like taking things personally, just be straightforward, lay your intentions out there and have integrity.
Yeah, I mean, it does take time to develop that.
Yeah.
Even if you talk to it's mostly society that dictates that, which is the push of narrative that usually you fall into.
Yeah.
And then you got to come out of it and just realize, we're all people, we're all equal. And we kind of, we all have the same feelings. It's not like someone has a magical feeling we've never felt before.
Yeah.
We're all the same. But vocalizing that, it's my generation is a little different than your generation because we are very vocal.
Yeah.
It's like pushed into us. Like individuality is kind of the stem of social media. So when you grow up looking at that, you're just like, oh, okay, so I got to become an individual. But then you also get the followers. We're always going to have them.
Yeah.
Followers and creators and the consumers and producers, or whatever the other thing is. And like so it's like, I totally get what you mean by that.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to overcome that when you first realize it because it's been drilled into you that you have to be this way.
And a lot of it is like we forget that we are all just like, we all have different variables that shape what we've experienced. Is like all the experiences we go through, I'll rephrase that. All the experiences we go through are just variables in how we perceive things. Mm-hmm. So everyone has gone through different experiences that like we'll have triggers for certain things, or, we have walled up on a certain topic, or we don't trust people because of this that happened to us or whatever. And we have to kind of break through that. Is about people just want to be understood and like appreciated for their work.
The crazy thing about that is that when you fall into that category of life where you're just afraid, no one knows, because no one can read your mind. No one can tell you what you're thinking. Even if you go to a therapist, if you don't tell them, they don't know. They can just summarize what they think you're going through.
Yeah.
Which is, like you say, it comes back to communication. If you can't vocalize it, no one's going to understand it.
Yeah.
Which is just, it's fascinating to me because then you get all these feelings involved that you have no idea what's going on. It's just this person does not want to vocalize it because they're too afraid to, because maybe last time they did, they got judged extremely hard, either by a close relative, or by a close friend that they thought they could open up to.
And that's, I had this experience when I was in Toronto, kind of opened my eyes, and it was my first time really like chilling with Element, and he had introduced me on this trip to Junior T. He's a producer out of Toronto, tour DJ for Jesse Reyes, and just released a project called Studio Monk earlier this year. Met him, and we're talking just about life. And I meet this other dude. His name's Donald. He's like this older Jamaican guy in his like 70s. I'm telling him about like how I used to be married and how I used to have like all these experiences, and I'm telling him just like how open I was and honest about the situation and why I got divorced and things like that. And he's like, you know what the biggest problem with men nowadays is? And I'm like, what? He's like, men are emotionally constipated.
It's true though.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, I needed to hear that because it makes total sense. And it's like, ever since like a young boy, his dad takes him to the doctor, and this is the individual that like is supposed to protect you and take care of you, and here's the doctor with something super sharp, and he's about to puncture your arm, and you look over your dad and you're crying as a young boy, and your dad goes, don't worry, you want to be a man, don't you? And then you go, yeah. And then you just pucker your upper lip and go, and then you take that shot, and then you suffocate that emotion.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the introduction to it. And then as you were mentioning, like how society just puts this stigma on the genders, and it creates that.
It's ridiculous. I hate it.
I think sometimes
society.
it is important to be a man about things though. Like I think there's certain times in your like in life, like my life experience, I'd say like there's been times where had I just sat down and like cried about it, or like had I just sat down and like been emotional about it and let my emotions get the best of me, I probably wouldn't have survived.
Here's the thing, right? They don't teach you in school how to control your emotions.
Yeah, the EQ.
Most of it's just like, logic.
Yeah.
It's like, do logic with it. So you in school is also another factor, but it takes a lot of time to really control your emotions, especially men in society, because, you get this whole thing of like, oh, you can't express this. If you do, you look down upon, et cetera, et cetera. Something I worked on when I was younger. I saw it when I was I can't remember, maybe like junior high or something. And I was like, I hate this.
Yeah.
So I just started to vocalize my emotions and my ways. And it's hard at first. Nobody wants to do it, especially when it's not the normal thing, because you looked at being different. But I think it took around like 2 years, give or take, to really officially like make it into my habit of just talking. But you know, if I wouldn't have made that choice, I would never have been to that capability of being like, I know how to deal with my emotions.
Yeah.
But they usually say a good cry is one, or what is it? A good cry is like one cry is a good cry or something.
Yeah. I feel that. It's good to express yourself, and it's not to say like whine and complain about everything, but it's about find a way to express how you're feeling. Because like one of the things that, and like when working with him, is like I'll freak out about something, right? But then have to like be aware of that and be like, fuck, be like, yo man, this is what I'm going through, and I'm sorry because this is how I'm seeing it. And then it's like, yo, but it's not that. And then it's like, okay, cool, my bad. And it's like, yo, it's all good, bro. And that's just that reinstation of like realizing that everyone goes through their own shit. Like,
pretty relaxed human being. He's not like, I've been mad a lot in my life, so now like to get me mad, I think it takes a lot. So I like, people can yell at me, I'll just be like, yo, not right now. Not right now.
All right, now come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, hit me back. But like, cause I don't know, man.
It's the understanding that comes with experience.
Yeah, I'm just like, somebody yells at me, I say, yo, why are you yelling? What's wrong? What's got you, man?
You flip it on them.
Yeah.
Like, tell me your problems, bro. Let's get the couch out.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
But like,
this guy's ready to pass out over here.
No facts. It's the hat. It's too comfortable.
Yeah, man. I got 2 pillows on my head right now.
For real. It's like cozy over there. It's a different world. Coziness.
So what do you do other than podcasting, man? What is I'm interviewing you, yo. The tables are turning.
YouTube. Yeah, that's about it. Social media.
Yeah?
That's it.
Okay, sweet.
Not anything too crazy at the moment.
Not any like hobbies though, like that you personally do? Like, do you like play guitar? Do you ski?
No.
Oh, sweet.
Just this for now.
Sweet.
And then I don't know. I like waking up.
I like waking up.
Waking up
that's
is
good.
a blessing.
That's a great start.
Yeah, being able to wake up every day is something. Probably my happiest part.
Do you make your bed?
Yeah.
As soon as you wake up?
Sometimes.
No.
I can't lie.
You know why they do that in the military?
No.
So that they can like implement achieving the first task
of the day.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next time you feel like you need to do a lot of things in a day, make your bed.
Make your bed
as soon as
first.
you wake up.
And then that achieves greatness.
Yep.
You heard it from Sarafin. How to achieve greatness? Military. Did I say that right? Sarafin?
Sarafin.
Cool.
Sarafin.
So what do you guys do anything else other than rapping?
I sing.
You sing?
I rap, I sing, yeah.
Honestly, I love playing video games.
Me too.
Like I play some Call of Duty, some 2K.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Same.
I just flip between the two.
I'm playing Rogue Company.
Don't know what that is.
It's a fun game.
I actually don't. I do not play games. I don't.
Really?
Yo,
Yeah,
this
but
man doesn't play games.
You want to know why? It's because rappers are competitive.
I see. Yeah,
So,
you guys.
yeah. So it's just like, we just like, it's fun to like, a game is just another competition, you know?
Yo, if you ever set up like a live stream gaming, I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah, we have a couple guys. Kyle, he does live streaming.
I need to do that because there's things that I say and do, like
People love entertaining. Hey,
I'm just saying, like the other day we were playing Domination, and yeah, I'm going here, and everyone's like, yo, go for B, and they're like B, and I'm like B, and then everybody in the chat was going, and it just felt like the bus, and I know when we're on the bus and everyone's singing the same song. That's what it felt like.
That's hilarious.
If that hasn't happened, try it out.
Most of my time I spend working on myself as much as I can. In like knowledge is power, so I tend to try to hit the hardest points in my life. Like I never try to run from my problems.
That's good.
It doesn't make any sense because it just lingers, and then you got to figure out how to deal with it over time, and then it takes too long when it's, you know, you have it sitting for a month or maybe a week, and then like more things keep building up on it, and then it just becomes like a colossal, you lost where you started.
Yeah.
Now you're at a different place that you can't even remember the start.
That's
true. I've been there myself, man. Like confronting the fact that like, damn, this is the result of like trying to escape something or like trying to run away from something. Because like after I got married, I just wanted to go to Toronto.
With your
or like after I got separated. So like I got married, we went on tour. We were in Calgary for about a year, and it just like she's an amazing makeup artist, and it just wasn't working out. And then decided that like I wasn't gonna hold her back, and I didn't want her to like hold me back. And just being too young, I was like 21.
You guys still on good terms?
We're not on bad terms.
Not on bad terms.
Yeah,
okay. That's good.
And yeah, it's just like realizing that like I had a lot of things to still heal and work on, but I just distracted myself with like being signed to a label and going to Toronto and living the artist life out there.
Yeah, I tend to always take time throughout the day. Anytime, it could even like right now, like anytime I have to just think about something, I tend to work on it. And I tend to go to like the deepest parts, like because you know it's really easy to fall into denial, especially when you don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
So I tend to try to hit key points of reality because I'm not trying to run away from my reality because that doesn't make any sense to me.
Or make excuses and shit. Yeah.
So I just deal with it, and then
smart.
You get good at it. It's like thinking, right? Or studying. You know, you get good at studying over time. Same thing.
Yeah.
You deal with your problems enough, you get really good at it, and then it becomes faster and faster and faster, and then you're just like, you become a different kind of person who's just usually just honest about everything because you really don't care.
That's dope, man. It's admirable, especially at a young age.
Yeah, I mean, I try. I know Daniel does it too.
How old are you?
Take a guess.
You're like 20.
Sure. Over 18. We don't answer that question.
Oh, okay, sweet. Hey man, that's all right. I'm a young cat too.
You're the young cat too?
Yeah, 22. I still feel pretty young.
You're 22?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Got a full beard.
Yeah,
Zoom
man.
into this dude's beard.
He met me.
Are you 24?
29.
No, I'm
29, 22.
Yeah. I'm just old. I'm an old soul.
I thought you were older than him.
Like I listen to fucking like
He's weathered.
He
I listen
really
to
is.
like I listen to like jazz music.
I think it's the
and, like-
beard, honestly. And the hat.
Could be, yeah.
And just the outfit.
Bro.
It's everything, honestly. It's everything, eh?
Bro, they love the outfit, all right?
You dress old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, like I just feel distinguished, you know?
What do you do on the weekend? Well, if I'm not hanging out in Chestermere, I go to Cochrane. Can't hang out with those Calgary girls. They're too young.
Is that what he says? Is that what you say?
I don't say that.
I like the farm girls.
I never said that.
I have never heard that one before.
I've never said that in my life.
I'm trying to create the profile.
This guy's trying to create a narrative and I don't like it.
He's like, take me out of that narrative. Cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it. I didn't say it.
Yeah, no. But I feel like the reason why I dress differently from everybody else is because, like, fuck, man, I think people are boring. I think, like...
Yeah, you know what the podcast is called?
Yeah, man. Yeah. People are boring, man. Yeah. I'm name dropping the podcast, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think, like, you could, like, you know, when you're a kid, you want to, like, dress up and you always want to wear, like, whatever you want that's around the house and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm the same way when I, like, get ready in the morning and I see something, I'm like, yo...
Just anything? You wear anything?
I could, yeah. Like I could pick up a scarf one day. Like I could not wear a scarf. I could wear some chains. I got these fucking crystals on me. These crystals, these are like powerful apparently, but they make me feel like a fucking main character. So that's why I wear them.
All right. Hey, that's you, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. It's awesome.
And I just try and wear stuff that I think like
so you keep
inspires me.
Yeah, so you keep to your individuality and you make sure it's
yeah,
showing.
yeah.
I like that.
What about you? What are some of your favorite clothes?
Mine, Drew. Look at the pictures. Yeah, okay. I'm not too big on I said this before, but I'm not too big on like flashy clothes. Most of the clothes I have, most people haven't heard of. Drew, I think, is the most flashy clothes I have. Would you say? Yeah, and even some people don't even know this. It's Justin Bieber's clothing line.
Dope.
Okay. I'm making a clothing line.
This guy's smart.
It's called Sword Society.
Smart guy.
Yeah, it's just a waste. Sword Society.
It's called Sword Society. Yeah. It's gonna be it's gonna be all about like older civilizations and cultures and like warrior culture and like swords. Like it's all gonna be about blades. And
You have a very interesting mind.
Yeah, man. I like a lot of shit, man. I just love art, and I love like older shit. I love newer stuff. I love where things are going. I love a lot of things. Like I watch a lot of things. I consume a lot of things, so I can learn about things. Just kind of like you. I try and like make myself better. You know, being like writing songs. I feel like you need to know about like what's going on in the world, what's going on like in news, the media, what's going on with yourself, like how you fit into the picture, like what kind of puzzle are you, what kind of narrative are you creating, what kind of world are you building. Like I'm really into world building. Like the album I got with him, it's called Hacker Man, and it's all about like the future. Like it's set in like a future dystopian society, and like it's all about like technology and stuff like that. And the music,
it's gonna be a crazy project.
Yeah,
the music's like haven't even announced much about it.
Oh, you dropped the ball.
Yeah. And I've been working really heavily on that. That's what keeps me up at night. And then the older school hip hop stuff, I want to make like a documentary with it's like my childhood friend. We've been making tunes since I was about like 18, something like that. And we've like, so it's just been kind of like overdue. Like now where I'm at, like musically, I feel like I can make something very beautiful and pleasing, great content.
When do you think flying cars are gonna come?
Flying cars? Okay, so I know this about it. It's possible to do, but it's just not practical, right? Like the best way would to be dig holes everywhere, like under our roads, and put magnets like under them, and then you put magnets in the cars, right? And then the repulsion would actually like cause your car to levitate and stuff like that. But then like I don't know like how they would determine like what's pushing you forward, because like no longer are you getting like engine rotation. You need some sort of like jet fuel.
But isn't that what all the tubes are about? When you watch like the futuristic stuff, you see all the tubes in the cars. There's like maybe there's people in the tubes, or there's.
I feel like tubes just aren't practical, right? Like you're telling me I gotta get in this tube, and like I can't just exit this tube. What if something happens inside of the tube? You know, like now I'm trapped inside this tube.
You would be trapped
it's
in
not practical.
A tunnel.
Yeah.
What?
You'd be trapped in a tunnel. At least you'd fall.
I'm saying there's no tunnel. I'm saying like all roads. You'd have to dig up all roads, and you'd have to literally put magnets under them for all cars to be possible to like levitate, and they'd all have to levitate.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think
Elon Musk I think did
He's
something
the boring
about
tunnel.
it. He's like trying to do it, but
he has a tunnel that goes like straight away from like New York to his space station.
I just think like
genius.
I just think like we need to cut all this like trying to get flying cars, like trying to get all the like we need to cut all that like the car shit. Like people need to figure out how to teleport, like instant transmission, because that's got to be the future, bro.
So you think we can teleport?
I think that like I don't know, man. Like think about this. Yeah, you're watching Star Trek, right? You're watching Star Trek in like 1976, all right? Yeah. You see some guy on a screen talking to another guy on a screen, and you're like, that's never gonna happen. And then like it happened. Here we are, 2020. It's happening. So I'm saying like, you know, if you could think about it, if you can imagine it, it probably can happen.
So you think there's some validity to movies, fictional things?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, big time. I think it's all like a message, you know? Like I think it's all like there's certain things. I think think about the movie 2012. That movie like prepared people for like.
I think it just cast a lot of fear into people, actually.
Yeah, it did, but it also prepared people for like the acceptance of like, oh, this kind of stuff just happens.
It created that desensitization to the things that are happening right now.
Yeah, so
and
like
that's just it's foul.
Movies do play a huge part into like public opinion.
I'll tell you what happened. Elon Musk will build a particle accelerator. Like
they have one, but it's huge.
And then it's gonna explode, and then we're gonna have a bunch of superheroes. And then one of them is going to be able to time travel, and we'll have a Barry Allen. That'll be the Flash.
I think there are already superheroes in the world.
What is your definition of a superhero?
Just somebody who is like abnormally gifted, I guess, like talented. There's people that are, think about it. There's people like LeBron James could be Batman if he really wanted to.
LeBron James is a superhero.
Could be Batman if he really wanted to be. Like if he just went out at night and said, "I'm just gonna beat up dudes." Like doing like stealing girls' purses and stuff.
Vigilante stuff.
Yeah, it's vigilante shit, and like he could do it, like because he's just an abnormally strong human, or like he's just a physical specimen, like Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm from Portugal. I love Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's dope.
This guy's just like greatest athlete of all time, man. Like how's that guy not a superhero? Like I think humans have superheroes. It's just like they don't go out and dress in capes and like flaunt, flex on these dudes.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, Elon Musk is related to Tony Stark, so
Elon Musk is actually
That's
Lex
what I'm
Luthor.
saying.
Yeah, Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I don't think he falls into that category.
He just
Luthor
looks like a
was
villain
evil.
though, right? Like Elon Musk looks like the final boss
Of what?
of like any game or anything that you're playing, like, or in any movie. He just looks like the guy that's like
He doesn't look that
got a
scary.
laboratory.
No,
I think he
looks
does,
like
man.
the guy that kind of narrates you through the story.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need you to use this technology. Go to the labs now. It's like the ghost of Elon Musk, and you have to save the world. That's the game.
He's like the
copyright.
guy in the back, yeah. He's never in the front.
Can't copyright something you just said by saying copyright. That's actually not. Don't use that, kids.
How to make anything legit. Just say copyright after it. It's
Yeah.
100% yours.
100%. Trust me. Trust me. That's how I got this far.
Everything copyright.
I actually
how's your day
learned some
today?
shit about copyright the other day that like opened up my whole horizons with clothing.
Oh yeah?
Cause like I saw like older pictures. Like you can use like stuff from like 500 BC, right? And like that stuff doesn't have copyright on it. But it's all like,
What do you mean by 500 BC? What are you talking about?
He's trying to
like
get
art.
the ancient
like
Egypt.
you could use old art.
him.
You could use
Like the-
really
like the
really
stuff
old
on,
art on clothes.
like stones and stuff? Like the cutouts you talking about?
Like let's say a picture and then you printed it on something.
Oh, actually, fun fact, Banksy.
And then nobody can copyright that picture because it's like it's an available picture from like 500 BC. Who owns this?
Yeah, that happened to Banksy because no one knows who he is. So now someone's trying to claim his art.
Yeah, I did it.
wild.
I'm Banksy.
You're Banksy?
No.
Like that's kind of far from home.
Yeah.
It's out in Europe.
I'm 12 years old doing all these things.
He's a great artist. So
Yeah.
have you seen Banksy's art?
I've seen. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He had some pieces in Toronto too.
Yeah.
Like people go crazy for that art. If he draws it on a wall, they will literally cut that wall out and sell it. Is that
I
nuts?
believe it. I believe it.
Like you'll see a painting one day and next day just a hole. It's because someone came and stole it.
Wow.
Damn. Copyright.
Imagine getting your wall stolen. You just show up next day. You're like, holy, what the?
If I was Banksy, I'd just go like do art in everyone's garage. It's like no more garages left in that whole community.
Yo, low key, Banksy, if he did that, is a garage door man.
What do you mean?
He's low key just a guy that does garage doors.
Oh yeah, who knows?
I would get him to. But I guess like there's like I would want to commission this guy to do my garage door, but then that makes it a commodity, and I won't have a garage door anymore. That's rough. Can't even own this guy's art because everybody's just a thief.
Yeah, someone will snatch it, which is horrible. I don't know. It's pretty crazy how people go for certain art, but I like your idea of superheroes. That's actually really, I can see that now.
Yeah, it's just everyday people are superheroes. That's why the tales of superheroes exist. I think some dude probably was like, "Yo, this guy saved me out of a well. I got to write a story about him."
I don't know if it started like that. It's kind of far fetched, but
a lot of missing pieces there.
yeah, just a well. Like
Hey, I just thought that was like the most organic, like basic storyline of like something that happened back in the day.
a well.
Yeah, like old Yeller
Stuck in a well.
stuck in a well.
Somebody.
Sydney, little Sydney.
Wouldn't
Lewis
the dog
stuck
be
in a
the
well.
superhero then? Because the dog's the one that finds the guy in the well, and then the dog goes to his owner and is like rough, and the dog's like,
It's like I
can't
completely understand you.
Is this a
Little
real
Sydney
story?
Lewis.
No, it's like, you know how that when a dog comes barking to you, the old saying is like, "What? Jimmy stuck in a well?"
I've never heard that. Have you?
Oh, no. I guess we're just old.
This is old.
Wow,
bro.
Unrelatable.
Yo, it's out there, man. It's out there. Okay.
I wonder what kind of cartoons you used to watch.
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see. I used to watch like Kim Possible.
It's crazy.
Danny Phantom.
Kids used to
Recess.
Recess. Yeah.
My initials are KP, so kids would make fun of me. They call me Kim Possible when I was a kid. I got cheese, bro.
You have Rufus with you in your pocket?
No, man. Yo, it's all coming back.
Just open that wound real quick.
Yeah.
Toss some more salt on it.
What about Beyblade? Pokemon?
Yeah, I saw Pokemon. I wasn't allowed to watch that actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
How come?
I don't know. Parents thought it was bad.
Gambling?
I think it's because I had weird cartoon, like weird shape. Did the same happen to you? No? Just never into anime.
I never got into anime either.
I thought it was cartoon.
Man, y'all are whack. I love anime. It's a great medium of art, and you guys should appreciate it.
I love cartoons. Cartoons are the best, but they don't really make them anymore.
Well, animes they do, and like some of them are really good, man. Some of them are really, really
genuine
good.
cartoon. I'm talking about like
cartoons are trash now. Like if you're talking like child's cartoons, like I watch it and I was like, who made this? Like honestly, like I feel like you're just training kids to be progressively less smart.
Cartoons?
I think. Yeah, cartoons nowadays, like from when I was a kid, like cartoons when I was a kid, I felt very, very informative.
All you need, even now, if I were to have a kid in a couple of years, I'd just feed him Mr. Rogers. I'd just be like,
Mr. Rogers.
Who's Mr. Rogers?
Amazon Prime, Mr. Rogers.
I'm not letting my kid hang out with Serafin's kid.
Watch Mr. Rogers. My child would be the influence of your child.
I don't know what Mr. Rogers is.
He just was a genuine dude.
He's a genuine dude.
Tom Hanks starred in a movie with him about him. Sorry,
Mr. Rogers. Okay, I'll check that out. Have you seen Mr. Rogers? No.
Wow.
Probably have, but the name doesn't stick.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Oh, I've heard that song.
Day for a neighbor.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Dude.
I didn't realize that was Mr. Roger. Is that a movie or TV show?
It's a TV show from like the 1960s.
Dang.
And he did it all the way up to the 90s.
I'm just
like
gonna make
Seinfeld.
my kid a prodigy.
Of what?
Like everything. Like I'll just make him like he'll be like the kid that's in piano lessons and like plays guitar and does sports. Just does everything.
What if he doesn't want to do that?
I don't care. I'll have another kid then. That's all I'll tell him. I'll be like, yo, it's either you or the other guy. So pick it up.
Single dad life.
Yeah.
That's intense. Yeah, I would never do that to my kid.
I would never do that to him.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Yo, man, I'm trying to have my kid pay my
And then
bills,
there's
right?
Mr.
And then
Rogers.
there's Mr. Rogers.
Just so you know. It's a perfect example.
It's the will of fire, you know? You ever, I guess you haven't seen Naruto,
No.
but Naruto has a saying in it, it's called the will of fire. And what it means is just like passing all information down and knowledge to the youth because they're the future.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
Because
can't force it down them.
It's the future of the village.
You can't really like force it onto people. I mean, the crazy thing is you can't. Our conversations we're having right now, you couldn't have that with a child. He'd be so confused.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Yeah, there's levels to it.
You have to talk about Fortnite over and over again or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't, man.
You
The thing is, like,
Fortnite as
people
examples.
expose their kids to that. People expose their kids to that,
It's
and
not
that's
people,
why they're like
it's
that.
just society. Like, imagine going to school every day and everyone's talking about Fortnite. Of course, you're gonna want to play it.
Bro, my kid.
It happened to me at work.
What did they do?
Everyone at work was talking about Fortnite.
Oh,
And I was like, what is this? They're like, it's a free game. And I'm like, there's free games?
yeah. Fortnite really pushed the free game envelope really nicely. Now like every game is.
You guys ever
free.
seen the movie Captain Fantastic?
No, you keep dropping names on my podcast.
It's a movie on Amazon
free
Prime.
advertising.
Yeah.
It's a movie on Amazon Prime. It's about this guy who raises his kids differently, like in the wilderness. And like
Sounds like Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, but his kids are really smart and they don't care about Fortnite, and it makes them better individuals actually because they're just not like one.
But
big
is it about how they
hive
don't
mind.
know Fortnite? Like, is it summarized like kids
Like
that
don't do Fortnite. You're not allowed to play Fortnite in the wilderness.
No, man, I'm just
Like, they went
Fortnite
to
is
the
a metaphor for like
just not
letting
to
your
play
kid
Fortnite. They went
like
out
do
there.
some like bitch ass activities, like just like just letting your kid like just giving up and just being like, yo, I'm just gonna play on my kid in front of this TV, or I'm just gonna play on my kid on this iPad, or I'm just gonna play on I hate that. I hate that so much.
You know the crazy thing about shooting games is that they actually apparently there's a stat stat poll that most people who play shooting games are really good at math.
Yeah, I'm good at math. I'm good at shooting games.
Yeah, it's like a high percentage of that because there's a lot of physics that goes into those games that people don't realize, and it's real life engines. So
like IQ stuff too, like how you approach a situation.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's
There's a
literally
lot.
it's all situational.
which is it makes me so kind of like it makes me laugh at people like shooting games is so bad. It's like, yeah, they're bad, but like
Are
you
you
might
just
get
and
really
then-
smart from it.
Imagine how bad you feel if like you're a parent and you're shitting on your child for playing Fortnite, and then he comes home with like a check for like $100,000,
Yeah.
and then you're the one that has to cash
Oh no,
it and
I'm
be
not
like,
like yo. If my kid wanted to be, if my kid
Oh,
was
he's
like,
changing it.
yeah, I'm changing it. I'm changing it. If my kid was like really all about video games, like truly, like I was just messing around earlier. Like if my kid was like truly like I want him to just find something he loves and something he wants to do, and like him be just the best at that. I'll make him the best at whatever he wants to be the best at, and like that's what I mean by prodigy. So if he wanted to just play video games every day, all day, I'm gonna make sure he's a streamer. I'm gonna make sure that he wins tournaments. I'm gonna make sure that he's good at the game that he's playing.
Yeah, it's crazy now how you can make money literally doing anything.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Like there's no limit.
I was watching one of the podcasts. I think it was like with YYC Wolf
Yeah.
that you did.
Yeah, that's what
And I immediately just like went to my YouTube channel and like started looking up like ways to get like a donate button for my live streams and shit, just because like realizing that you're not tapping into those markets
yeah.
and stuff like that is crazy. And now I'm like strategizing on how am I going to approach getting more people interested in the music I'm making.
It's a hard process. Like advertising on Instagram is mostly money. YouTube also kind of a lot of money goes into it. And then live streaming is the weirdest platform because they don't have a platform to advertise. It's mostly just word of mouth and then just being consistent every day for like 8 hours every single day. And then you just get people word of mouth and then just become. It's a little disappointing.
You
want to
build. I think
At
you want
first.
to build a rapport like on other social medias first. I think like build a rapport on Instagram, have a following on Twitter, have a following like
Yeah, you
on
need that
YouTube,
for live
and
streaming.
then you live stream, and then people are just more likely to just open it because like
because they know you already.
they know you already.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, but I wish there was a way to advertise live streaming. But as of right now, no one has come up with that. It's an idea to come up with, giving you ideas.
It would have to almost be in the realm of like
A guide, a program.
having
No.
an app or
wouldn't
something
work.
that
Like TV?
allows
So
artists.
that's
Hey, yo, check this. If you had an app that allowed artists to connect with influencers that did that, where they actually went on the gram with the artists, that offers. So like if you're an influencer with like 500,000 followers, and I'm an artist that's up and coming, and I want to get on a live stream, but I don't have the audience, I could essentially team up with that influencer to have them feature me on their live stream.
It's like just paid promotions at that point.
It is.
Yeah.
That's like the way around it almost.
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel
There's
like
no
that's
apps for
not
that.
authentic though.
What do you mean?
It's like less. Like I remember back when I was a kid, like listening to hip hop on like hotnewhiphop.com and like stuff like that. Like you pay like 10 grand, your songs on the front page of like all the hip hop blogs, and like this one hip hop blogs are popping. So like your song's bound to pop off. You just paid like 10 grand and that was it. You know what I mean?
That's actually not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't bad back then, but now it's like a different, it's totally different game, right?
How much
Now
is it?
those contact lists are in. It's like work, because I tell you, over the 15 years that I've been in the industry, I have a lot of contacts, and I've worked with like many people that are running blogs, and I've heard about different blogs. And as an artist, the best thing I can suggest is open up a Google Docs spreadsheet and start creating that list, because by the time you're like 5-10 years in, you have a huge list of blogs and review places or podcasts or radio that you're going to contact for any of your releases.
That's true. And as long as they stay consistent,
Build those relationships, because instead of throwing money into the dark, you're actually building your portfolio, your rapport with people, and it's networking, and that's the bottom line of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is very, very true. And especially if they continue to like do what they're doing, you got great contacts out there fantastic.
If you can sell it to the blogs and the podcasts, and if you have that relationship, then you can trust that they're going to be able to at least give you feedback on what you're working on.
Yeah.
And that's all you're looking for, is just to like build relationships with people at the end of the day.
What's the how big is your blog, would you say?
My blog?
Yeah.
I don't have a blog.
Oh, how big is your portfolio?
Oh, you mean like the list?
Yeah, how big would you say it would be
Oh my gosh.
in 15 years?
I have like, I can't even say.
Like over
I
100?
get in trouble if I say a lot.
A lot.
Like into the thousands of in the
I just
contacts.
use
That's
his.
crazy.
I don't have one myself.
But that's going into that's radio blogs, that's radio stations, North America, Europe, that's blogs in North America, Europe, that's NBA DJs, that's like a list of people that, you know, over the years, if you don't update it, you got to go through them every now and then and stuff like that.
I don't even have portfolio. Do you? Do you even know what that is?
Yes, but not really.
Yeah, I don't really get that whole point of portfolio. It's just in my phone.
No, I mean like that wouldn't necessarily be a portfolio. I'm saying like that's
Like just
for me,
contacts?
that's like a spreadsheet for contacts for like personal releases and like building relationships.
Oh, I see what you mean by
So
that.
I'm
Okay.
saying like as you build your career and you work with people, like your guys' name's going under my podcast list now because of the experience and the relationship that we've built today. And it's like now when I have future content, I can send you guys out my press release for the stuff, and I don't have to go digging in my emails to be like, where was that? Da 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 da. So it's just like kind of
It's
organizing.
just a contact list.
Yeah,
It's a contact list. Okay. It's a
then-
very complicated contact list.
It's annoying to like arrange it
Tedious.
all, because it's like sometimes you get phone numbers, you get emails, you get.
Now, is
You
it
know
like,
what I
is it
mean?
like a one click send all kind of thing, or is it like
You can set. There's like MailChimp and like
Yeah.
other like certain provider things that they like provide this like resource, or you can send out mass text messages and mass emails.
okay? Because that would make more sense
Yeah.
instead of like individual. You know, you have like 1,000 people on a contact list, and you're sending each individual.
No.
That's a lot of
yeah.
clicking. A ton of that's
You-
gonna take like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
Yeah.
It's mad annoying.
What do you guys think about the studio? Didn't even ask you that.
This is beautiful, man.
No, I love it. I
Okay.
I
I
like-
noticed right away that you got carpet and it feels nice on my feet.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's cashmere.
Yeah, I love
Cash.
It is. It's actual cashmere.
it. I love the logo,
Yeah.
the nice little glow behind it.
Mm-hmm.
This is
You guys did very well.
Thank you. Custom
Did you
made
do this
logo.
yourself?
Yeah, built all of it
Oh wow.
except for the logo. I got that custom made.
Wow.
Do you know what it's made out of?
Antlers?
Antlers.
Yeah.
Do you know how many antlers that would take?
I don't know. I don't know that much about antlers. You
Then
think,
why would you
think,
say
Well, I don't know. It
Based
just
on
looked
my
like
discovery of how much I don't know about
antlers?
antlers.
Let me
just-
tell you, these are
I'd
antlers.
say-
no. It just looks like it was like melted down. You know, I don't know.
No, it's just metal. It was laser cut.
Metal. Oh,
Yeah.
It's like,
you could have
Plasma
said
cut.
like bathtub.
Bathtub.
It looks similar to that material.
yo,
That's plastic.
No, that's
Isn't
like
that-
I'm seeing a lot of I'm kind of hungry for a fast food place right now, and I'm not gonna say it because we've done enough name
None of
dropping
name
today.
drop.
But this
We're like,
logo,
fuck.
this logo really makes me hungry for a fast food chain right now.
Yeah, too bad. That's just bees. It's a bunch of 3 bees for the boring.
that's
Because
hard.
everything's boring.
Ah,
Yeah.
Those things are boring.
Yeah. You got to keep life entertaining if you want to stay entertained.
Yeah, like
this guy was like,
attention
if you're
spans
gonna
suck
go on
nowadays.
this podcast, Sarafin, and just talk about yourself, it's gonna be boring.
That's what I said. Yeah, I said,
So I had to bring
Surfing.
him on, so
I
it would
said,
be less boring.
you gotta bring me because I said you gotta bring me because I'm like the Dos Equis guy.
The Dos Equis guy?
Yeah,
What is that?
the most interesting man alive.
Do you know who Dos Equis is?
It's probably a thing. Though.
That's a thing, man. It's a beer.
Oh.
You ever seen the commercials, man? Come on.
No.
The
The
guy,
old
he's
guy?
like, he's got a suit on, and it's like Dos Equis,
Dos Equis.
the most interesting man alive.
I have never seen I don't watch TV.
Wow, man, making me feel old.
Yeah, you guys are different. Like I thought I was different.
They're like on a different.
You
Yo,
look for-
different, bro.
Well, oh wait, can I talk about this?
It depends on what it is.
I don't know.
It's
I can't
your
read.
reputation at
We
the
don't.
end.
We don't
like-
have that chip installed yet. We left
Yeah.
it.
All
at
right, I
home.
don't have a filter. I don't care.
Hey, it's your
You guys ever
reputation.
done drugs in the woods?
Nope.
Oh, that'll change you.
Drugs in the woods.
Yeah.
In the woods.
Yeah.
Ever heard that one meme? It's like smoking. How does it go?
It's a meme.
Um,
Smoking in the woods.
yeah, smoking in the woods.
Like-
getting high in the woods.
I haven't seen that meme.
Like psychedelic experience
In the
wood,
woods.
in the woods
Like-
it'll change your whole life, man.
You okay? This should be on Joe Rogan.
I need him to explain it.
Yeah, can you explain that? You need to explain why.
How did your
Okay,
And how
I
did
just
you
feel like
realize that?
I just feel like I became a lot more open to ideas. You let your ego. For me, it made me take my ego a little bit back
Ego death.
and realize how to make. I think music that people will love. I think it made me reflect a lot about my own self and emotions and stuff like that. It was an enjoyable experience. It was really fun.
How long were you in that forest?
I was like, I was in a forest once. I've done it multiple times.
Okay, well, tell us just one.
So one time I went to the forest and I played ukulele for 18 hours. I had a ukulele. I was just thinking, having fun, playing ukulele,
On
fucked up
psychedelics.
in the woods with my friends. And I just carried a ukulele around with me everywhere I went. And like I would just score the scenario. You know, people would be talking and I just play along and try and like make everything feel like a movie.
All right.
I'm surprised nobody smashed his ukulele.
Yeah.
No, they loved it. Most people love it. Some people started hating it at the end. I was just like, bro, get on the train, man. It's because like people
18
don't like
hours.
people like I think
It's
scoring
irritating.
things like I wish I had a musical score every time I woke up in the morning.
People don't even work that.
Like I
long.
wish I had like theme music, you know?
A musical score. What is that?
It's just like music to something.
So
like
you wanna,
music to a video.
You want to wake up every day to the
to
same
theme music. No, not the same theme.
Right.
Like get some different stuff going every day. But I'm
That's
saying like
bougie.
every moment should like I wish every moment had music to it, you know? And like
That'd be very interesting.
yeah, and so like bringing that to the thing was like really fun to me and funny to me, like because you get like some really funny situations when you're out there with your friends and you're all fucked up and somebody's like doing something funny and you're playing something funny to them doing something funny.
What idea was it that pushed you guys to go to the forest and do shrooms? Was it shrooms? Or just
I've done
psychedelics?
shrooms, yeah.
Whenever
feel
I think
like-
of psychedelics,
I feel
I go
like-
to shrooms.
Yeah, I
What
feel
pushes
like for
you to
me,
do that
the
is
biggest
just-
thing is like realizing that it's not for fun. Like I feel like the misconception of a lot of what like is being talked about is that it's fun.
Yeah,
and,
most
and
people
a lot of it is supposed to like
supposed to work on yourself when you're doing it. Apparently,
Yeah.
That's,
and it's a lot of like try to meditate and be around like a good group of people.
Yeah.
That's why like the forest and the woods are good because it's surrounded by a lot of nature and a lot of
it is also fun, right? And it's like that Dave Chappelle thing where he's like yeah, like let's say who's it, like Chris Rock pulls up in a helicopter and he's got a bunch of cocaine and women in this helicopter and he's like, you want to come with me? And he's like, shit, I do. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's
But
like
the thing
it's just
is
a
that-
fun experience. Like if my friends like my true friends were to holler at me and be like, yo, let's go do this, it'll be fun. I just trust already and it normally will be fun and I will enjoy myself.
I just think the thing is that like we're not out here trying to promote that kind of stuff, and it's not like it's not fun for everyone. And to
Yeah.
say that
Well,
like to
yeah.
do it for fun is setting the wrong example. And
I'm saying it is fun. I'm not saying you should be doing it for fun. I'm saying that it is fun. It's an enjoyable experience.
it's still saying. It's still promoting. It's fun. Doesn't matter how you say it.
we're not advocating for people to go out and try it and do it. And we're saying that if you want to experience these things, to do it under your own discretion and to do a lot of research, and not to expect, some life change, like some crazy fun things. Like you have to be careful when you're doing these things.
Yeah,
And
life.
to talk about it like so lightly is it can be dangerous. So we
Always
don't
modesty.
want to like say that like go into the woods, and if you go out to the woods, you got to do this. Like
Oh, you don't have to do it.
definitely
No.
upon research, like a lot of the psychedelics are helping people through depression and anxiety and a lot of the things that hold us back mentally. So it's good to do your research.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It is a good thing.
Things.
It's not like I'm telling people, like, I'm not telling kids to do it, and I'm not saying like it's not like cigarettes. It's not something that's gonna kill. Like, it's not something that's gonna kill you.
Cigarettes will kill you.
Yeah, cigarettes will kill you. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like cigarettes. It's not like if you do this, you will die.
It impairs your judgment, and it's not safe to be, doing if you're not prepared for it. So it's about just being educated and being around the right people.
You can actually go to, what is it? If you Google it, you can go to thingscanada.org and they tell you how to take it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they know people are going to take it.
Yeah.
So they just give you a guide as to how to take it, how many grams you should be taking, and the best way to know if you've overdosed or something.
Yeah.
It literally gives you step by step as to how to take these drugs, because they know people are going to take it. So they say, okay, well, let's make sure we can give them as much information as possible, so they do it as safely as possible.
Yeah, it's a very like close to home thing for me, because my auntie, she was actually adopted. She was Métis, and she overdosed and died off of cocaine. So that was like a really, at an early age too. I was like 13, and finding out that news.
Were you close?
Kind of, yeah. We had a good relationship. Like, it was, I remember she would stay at a hotel. Me and my sister would go and like play in the pool and like hang out with our auntie. And yeah, it just kind of like, when all that stuff happened, it was around the time we're like getting into high school too. Shortly after, and realizing that like some of my friends are getting involved in this, and I had to set like boundaries with them. Be like, yo, I don't want to be surrounded by that.
Yeah.
I had like best friends inviting me to parties where I knew nobody, doing that stuff, and then like turning on me. And I'm like,
they got mad at you for not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
and I'm like, no. And then they're literally like calling me out for everyone.
Yeah, they want you to join their suffering. That's basically what it is. And
then I have another auntie that's in Vancouver, addicted to some hard drugs, and like, to me, it's not a light subject. And
but okay, I lost both of my parents to drugs. All right, I've lost both of my parents to drugs, and I think that what people misconstrue is like everything is a drug. Like everything, like social media is a drug, coffee is a drug, cigarettes is, like, there's so many things that you do that people do are drugs that you don't even realize. And there's a healthy amount, I think, of everything.
Well, there's also addictive behavior. If you have an addictive personality, those certain things can be very bad for you. You know what I mean? But like, it's about who you are, right? It's like Sarafin said it right on saying like, you should educate yourself about it. Like, but it's also like, I think it's just like knowing who you are. If that's something that you think is going to put you in a certain position that you shouldn't be putting yourself in, then I think you should think twice about it. But if you're somebody that can be healthy about and understand like there's a healthy amount of everything, I don't think that that's still okay, because that's still like making an excuse for it, bro. You can't like butter something up and be like, well, as long as you're being modest with it, like, no. I mean, imagine someone just stabbing themselves. But like, well, as long as you're modest with it, you'll be okay. You can't justify that on a level of what you're saying.
But I'm saying, like, think about like,
you
drink, like, if I have a glass of wine every day.
No, but you're comparing.
Does that make me does that make me alcoholic? Does it make me a bad person?
But you're trying to compare something that's very extreme to something that's not even extreme.
Yeah.
You can't relate.
Okay, so what am I saying that's extreme? This is where I'm
you're comparing wine to like crack and cocaine. And
I didn't say crack and cocaine. I said psychedelic drugs.
But that's what we're talking about, drugs. So when you talk about like how everything is a drug and everything is considered a drug, you're basically like making everything seem like it's on the same playing field. But there's such huge extremes, like the way that psychedelics even affect people it's not the same as wine. It's a huge difference from wine and psychedelics. But that's what
I'm saying. I'm saying it depends on who you are as a person.
It doesn't. No. You're again, you're trying to justify. You can't do that. You got to understand there is a line, and that line cannot be passed by trying to justify saying, well, as long as you're modest with it, it's okay. each drug is different. Each person experiences it different.
Mm-hmm.
You can't categorize that. That's not right. You can't do it like that.
But I'm not categorizing.
That's what it sounds like you're doing. You're putting it all into a whole, saying, well, drugs are like this, when it's not. They're all different. Every drug, like caffeine.
I know that, but I'm saying like I'm saying in anything. Tell me I'm wrong. In anything, moderation is key.
It is key, but you can't justify moderation.
That's
by
like
taking crack.
Yeah, it's like.
But that's okay. Yeah,
zero,
but that's
moderation.
That's one thing, right? Like
there's
like,
lots of like LSD.
Like,
you know, you can't be modest. Like
you can be modest about LSD. Steve Jobs took LSD like 14 times. That's the reason why you have an iPhone in your hand.
I don't know if that's
100% true.
It's to say
I'm saying
that
like there's moderation to everything, guys. Like
Kareem,
Vikings.
What you need to realize is that like you're sitting on a platform and you're glamorizing something.
I'm not glamorizing something. I'm not
glamorizing
something. No, I'm not. I'm saying that there's a proper amount of everything. You know, if you have a medical issue, then and drugs can save you, then in a circumstance, drugs are considered a good thing.
Now you're promoting. You can't say that. Okay, we have to change the topic because as of right now, that is not one. You're not medical. You don't know the exact amounts of what people should be taking, and you're trying to encourage people saying, "Well, if it helps you, it helps you." You can't. You're not a doctor. You can't say that.
Yeah, and it's no part of like the brand that we're promoting right now. We're not trying to talk about getting into using drugs or psychedelics or anything like that, especially in the projects that we've made. None of it has been like, we've smoked some weed. We've had a beer here and there when we collaborate and we make music, but a lot of the stuff that we do and we work on comes from like the creativity of our individuality. And I want to remind people that it's like, you don't need, and I might be pronouncing your name wrong, Josiah?
Yeah.
Josiah said it perfectly. You know, you got to work on the things that hold you back. Don't look for escapes. And if you feel like you're running away from something, confront it, because a lot of people use these drugs as escapes, whether it's happened to someone else or it's happened to them. It can be very damaging, and the easiest thing to do be to react to it and escape from it or hide it or shun it. And the strongest thing and the best thing you can do for yourself is to work on it and figure it out and be aware. I just wanted to reinstate that, because we don't have, coming from especially both of our backgrounds, it's not something that we want to put out there as like something that's okay.
Right. Yeah. And I agree with that.
I'm not saying drugs are okay. I never said that.
No, we have to change the topic.
But yeah,
I can't stay on that topic too long or at all, because it's just, I'm not medical. I can't even give advice on that. All I can say is, you can Google it and they will tell you how to take it. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's information that's already out there. I'm not adding any information to that, but that's about it. But anything else you guys wanted to especially talk about?
I've just been really happy with the way things in Calgary have been going. Like, how does the artist scene from your perspective in Calgary? Because I've heard mixed. Yeah, I mean, I've been all over the place with that. Strongly just due to the fact that it's a lot of like show and tell. It just seems like we want it, but we're not serious on how we're gonna achieve it. And the fellow camaraderie that has existed in the past, and why I left, is because it just seemed like a few people were doing something that nobody else thought of, and they were just gonna kind of hone it for themselves. And mind you, this is back in like 2010, before like companies like 10 at 10 and stuff like that. And to this day, I'm starting to sense a lot more community growth and community building with the artists in the city. Yeah, I've been told it's booming, and I've been told it's struggling. It's a mix, but it's about what the artist wants. Because I came from city of like being in Toronto and Vancouver, where every day is popping. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I came back hella discouraged in some moments, and I realized that no, like, it's here still. There's talent here. There's great drummers. There's great pianists. There's great guitarists. There's great lyricists that we can incorporate and build with and grow with. It's kind of hard to find that in Calgary, though. Because you go to Toronto, it's like you can almost look everywhere and find it.
There's always something going on. In Calgary, it's like really slow. There's not much momentum.
It won't be.
It will well, prior to COVID, me and Kareem we're pretty much every Thursday we're at Groove Theory.
What's that?
And it was hosted at King Eddie for a bit, and then it went down to
Right next to the
Unicorn.
Palace Theater.
What is Groove Theory?
Groove Theory is pretty much like an open mic. However, Jamal, the guy that runs it, gets artists, mostly bands, to kind of host the night, and then he'll open up in between their sets for like an open mic. So me and Kareem would go there, and we just head up on stage. The band would be jamming to something random, and we just freestyle on stage with the band. And we go there like every Thursday for about like 5 to 6 months.
And then COVID.
And then COVID hit.
Dang. Is he still doing it now or no? Is it
I
still,
think he was doing like busking sessions and stuff like that.
Just outside, like busker stuff.
like outside?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it hasn't reached a venue yet.
Mm.
And
I'm gonna
miss
do
that.
some busker stuff, I think.
It's really
the future.
disappointing that COVID, man, COVID put a lot of things on hold. And I've had a lot of artists. Do you know BMK Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
he
a
was,
song with him.
yeah, he was supposed to be opening up with, what was it again? Little
Little
TJ.
yeah.
Mm.
And it got pushed to next year, October.
Wow.
But he has another album being released sometime next year. So they usually don't do tours for old albums. So it'll most likely just be canceled.
Damn.
Yeah. They have
That's crazy.
A lot of big things.
It's bittersweet, man. Like I tell you, I've been able to really focus on like wanting to start a business and getting
There's great things that's come out of COVID. Yeah.
yeah, for
A
sure.
lot of like self-development, mental health.
yeah.
And there's always gonna be the downsides of people who can't really deal with that, and it's so new to them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mental health issues going on right now related to COVID.
Yeah.
But there's a good side. There's good things that always come out of things that are darkness. So
Yeah. And on that note, it's just like reminding people to like reach out to people.
yeah,
A lot of times we wait for other people to like say the first word or like reach out or say sorry. And if you have genuine love for someone, don't be afraid to share it. Like get it off your chest, because I recently just lost somebody that like really helped us out when we first started making music. When we were signed to label, I did a tour with Raekwon in 2012 across Canada. And when we moved back to Calgary, this individual got us to open up for Twista, and he was like, do you guys want to pick him up from the airport? And we're like, yeah. So we had to pick up Twista from the airport, brought him to the hotel, took him to the show, opened up for him. And they did the same thing for Just Blaze when Just Blaze came to Calgary a few years ago with Valentino Khan. And, you know, genuine people, it hurts to see that like genuine people are leaving us like this. And it's just reinstating that we all have a support group. If you feel you don't have a support group, you can reach out to me at Sarafin Music. I don't mind talking to people, sharing people, you know, what I've experienced and listening. Yeah, that's a big part of like this whole thing. COVID is a lot of people are people are letting it get to them.
yeah. It's crazy though. I find it. I've been working on myself since I can remember, so I find it so interesting now that a lot of my friends are starting to do that.
It's beautiful though.
It's awesome because you can actually talk to them about like real things.
Yeah.
That you've been wanting to talk to them about so long, and they're finally opening up about it. And you're like, yeah, we're all human. We all experience the same things.
Totally.
It's okay to talk about it.
I remember after the tour coming back to Calgary, being at a party and talking to someone, and you probably can relate. You're talking to someone, they're like, oh, that's so deep. And then they just kind of stop talking. And then this individual was like, afterwards was just like, yeah, I'm going on a trip around the world in a couple months. And I was like, man, I would love to talk to you after and have the same conversation. Because it's like when people don't really realize what the world or what's out there or what their potential is, or like, you know, when everyone's just closed-minded, they can't really think outside the box of that awareness. And it just goes back to like, oh, that's so deep. But then you come back from that trip, you've seen the world, and you're like, yeah, and these ideas and these mentalities and these beliefs.
You got to reminisce. Reminiscing is very important when it comes to just life.
Reflection.
I would say, yeah, reflection.
This is super important for growth.
It's and especially hitting every small detail.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I fell into this. I don't know if this is most people, but when I reflect on the good things. or just reflect on the bad things. I wouldn't reflect on myself. It'd be the things that happened around me I would reflect on. I wouldn't reflect on what I was doing.
Right.
When you make a podcast, do you listen back to it like a lot?
Nope. I am doing the podcast.
I know. I don't know. It's just because like for an artist, right? Like when you make a song, like I'll listen to it a lot.
Oh,
to just like reflect and be like, okay, well, I could have done this better, or I could have like maybe I'll add this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, like after this podcast, like right now as we talk, I'm listening to everything you guys are saying, looking for key things you say, things that I might not like, things that I might like, and after this podcast is done, I'm gonna reflect it in my head. I'm gonna be like, okay, so this is how I answer these questions. This is how I deal with these situations when they come up. How do I deal with things faster so I'm not letting them. So I'm not talking about them for too long before I can address them. Stuff like that. Usually I don't have to listen to something again because, you know, you get better at stuff as you do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you don't have to, because I mean, there's foundations. I'm not saying everyone's could do the same thing I'm doing, but there are foundations to it. And if you can get those foundations done, you're pretty much, you can do it however you want to do it. It's like, you know, visual learning, audio learning. It's all different.
Some people are just born that way too.
Yeah, that's true. But back to reflecting. Like, I never reflect on myself, just the things that happen around me.
Yeah.
So then I started to reflect on myself, and it gets kind of scary because then you have to actually look at yourself.
You know what the best tool with that is like
get a mirror.
I went to when I was in Vancouver, I dealt with a lot of stuff too, and I saw like a life coach, and one of the things he told me is like a lot of people kind of talk to ourselves. Like when you reflect on yourself and you're talking to yourself, you're kind of there with you and like all the worst things that you've ever done. Like you're the only person that knows all the shitty shit you've done.
Yeah.
And we tend to kind of talk to ourselves like that person. And his advice was just to kind of like refer to ourselves as like a younger sibling. When you're reflecting, it's like if you have any younger siblings or someone that's younger than you that looks up to you for guidance, it's kind of just like approaching it in that way. Like, you know that they made a mistake, they're young and they didn't know any better, and that there's still growth involved. So it's kind of like approaching yourself in that regard. Yeah,
that's an interesting way. I don't approach it that way. My way's more harsh.
Yeah.
But I am, I don't know if you, you probably tell by now, but it's not, it takes time. I wouldn't recommend everyone to do it because
it's like balance thing though.
Yeah. Like you start low and then you get harsher and harsher, but then it focuses into your reality, which is nice because then it's easier to talk about those things from perspective. And the crazy thing is people don't really remember a lot of things.
No.
So, I mean, being honest is great because then, you know, they might not remember.
Yeah. Like I shit on myself to be like, cause I just think like, it's kind of like that if you want to be the best, you got to like have that mindset of like, you know, a perfectionist, somebody who like really cares about what they're doing or wants to get better, you know, like it's hard to just be, I'm hard on myself when I make mistakes. I am. Because I think that like
don't be too hard because
that makes you better, you know.
I mean, there's still the reality of the situation. We make mistakes. Like this guy just made a mistake last week, and it's a big mistake. But the thing is, it's life.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be mad at him because a year from now I'm not even gonna remember. It's gonna be so irrelevant. I just got to deal with it in the moment. So then when we can get it done with, throw it in the back, continue on with life.
Find a solution.
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of people avoid that. They're just like, let it sit. Or they just take responsibility. They're just like, I'll do it.
My biggest pet peeve is like there being a problem and then just like talking about the problem.
And not doing anything about it.
Going over how the problem happened and like what the problem's going to occur and like how someone told you that this problem was going to happen and not one mention of like a possible solution.
Yeah. Like that's...
drives me nuts.
And I mean, I already told him. I was like, yeah, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's great because
healthy.
The thing is, it's healthy. And when you don't do those steps of communication, which comes right back down to communication, it creates an environment that you don't want to be a part of anymore.
Yeah.
Because if I wouldn't be addressing situations the way I should be, it's just going to leave a lingering, you know, unsettlement. Like
learning how to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just throw it away and move on.
yeah, you gotta learn with it, because then like if you don't deal with it, it's gonna just feel weird every time you're around.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's not been addressed, you're just gonna be like, it's gonna linger.
Yeah, and it'll become something
worse than if you would have just hit it right when it happened.
Yeah, totally. Like a stain on the car on the cement.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse if you don't address it.
It gets sticky. Other dirt gets on top of it. All of a sudden, it's like can't even get it off with a shovel.
Yeah, and then you got to go to extreme lengths just to get it off.
Eat up the concrete.
Exactly. That's a good example.
Going back, you said that you've heard some not so good things going on in the city, or just like
like some people don't like the way that like there's not enough going on. I guess like it's very individual.
Like it's clicky.
Yeah, and it's very much of, if you're doing something, everyone wants to do it, but no one is doing anything who is wanting to do it with you, so they're just lingering. And then
it's disturbing, man.
Yeah,
I can share with you, like, I wanted to kind of start a collective when I moved back to the city, and I started like a little petition and stuff like that, and it was just about bringing like-minded people together. So I get what you mean. And
there's not enough motivation.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And the people who are doing it, that people see, are so big that it's almost like it's unattainable. And it's not even big. It's just like they've been doing it for a long time. They've been hustling, and now their hustling is paying off. And everyone wants that insta fame. They don't realize, there's a start.
Yeah.
And there is a finish.
Yeah.
But if you don't start it, you can't reach the high points or the low points that everyone else is reaching, because they've been doing this for years.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
It was like in 2007, I believe it was, we got a chance to open up for Sean Kingston. And this was back when like he released Beautiful Girls at McEwen Hall. We opened up for him.
Dang.
And I remember that came from like a year and a half of working with my boy Ryan, and like just helping him dish out flyers. Like we went to every Friday, Saturday night in downtown Calgary, there was a flyer of his events on every car. And like the thing that I'm not getting with a lot of the upcoming artists is like what you're saying, that insta fame, that like not putting in the work, and then like preaching a lifestyle.
They put in the work, but then like the reality is like, I'll instantly become big. But they don't realize there's a lot of work that goes into that. So they just post it, and then they're just like, I didn't get the results I wanted. But it's not that you didn't get the results you wanted. You got the maximum results you could have achieved or attained in that moment. But I mean, they're looking at everyone else and comparing themselves to, someone else, and it's not healthy to do that.
No, it's not, because that's a disease of the mind. Yeah, it's like comparing yourself to someone else in the race when you don't know what they've gone through to achieve first place.
Yeah, and I mean, social media is just horrible for
Bars.
That. Yeah, there's so much to compare yourself to. I could compare myself to Joe Rogan.
You should.
The dude's on
your way, bro.
He looks like a thumb.
Well, I am on my way, but like that's a gap.
Yeah.
That is a gap. I'm pretty sure he's the #1 podcast in the world, and he gets like 33 million. But the crazy thing is, do you know how long he's been doing it?
Like a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing it for a decade.
And that's okay.
I can't compare myself to him because, for one, I don't have what he has.
Yeah. That's why
I have been doing it for a decade. Then I can be like, okay, what's wrong? Why am I not there?
But that's a goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah. That's the end game of like where we're headed. But like comparing yourself to someone who's been doing it for years and you just started is
unattainable.
It's just not possible. You got to work just as hard as them.
It was interesting. I was talking to my girl yesterday about this, and it's just like you got to look at things that are manageable. Like if you I want to be X, Y, and Z. But right now, that's not manageable. What's manageable in front of me that I need to achieve to get to that? Okay, I can do this. I can do that.
It's the reality. Yeah. Facing reality, which is a very hard concept for a lot of people to attain. But you always got to have hope. Because even though I can face my reality and be like, oh, this is what I'm getting, I'm still a projectile, manifesting. Like one day, this is what it's. You believe in manifestation?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, if I stop, the manifestation is gone. I'm just wasting my time. But if I continue at this pace, I will hit it because I'm pushing myself to that desired idea that I want.
One of the first books that really like got me was The Alchemist.
Oh, it's a good book by Paulo Coelho.
Yeah, a really good book, and
it's about a shepherd. named Santiago.
His family wanted him to be a priest, and he wanted to see the world, and he felt the only way he could see the world was to be a shepherd. And just his story along his way of like pursuing a dream that he would be happy to see the world, he ended up finding his place. And it's just kind of like embodies what my journey of like leaving Calgary and not following like what my dad wanted me to do, and or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Becoming yourself.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, what makes you happy. You don't want to work a job that you hate.
No.
The crazy thing is, like, when you're in school, they're just like, work this for 5 years. And if you hate it, at least you have money. You can go start something else.
My brother said, he's like, just find a job that you don't hate so you can do what you love.
Yeah. I mean, it's steady income. It's nice.
Yeah.
And it's always good to have that backup plan.
Totally.
Which is great. But it's hard to tell someone to follow their dream.
I think the world
starting it
has moved to a place now, though, that like I think that there is a way for people to make passive income. I think that's like not everybody can do that. Like I definitely don't think everybody can do that, because then we wouldn't have like people working in stores and stuff, and that would be bad, obviously. But like for somebody that's like new, and if you don't like maybe doing something hands-on, like hard labor work, and you'd rather, you know, run something, I think that's kind of where the world is moving to, like online stores, online like passive income stuff, so you can do maybe, you know, maybe you want to travel the world with your life, or maybe you want to do something, maybe you want to help people, maybe you want to do something a little more like me and just want to make music all day every day. I want to write songs. I want to play video games. I want to do like art, basically, with my time. I don't want to work at Walmart. I don't work at Walmart, but I wouldn't want
to. Yeah, no, I see you mean there. But I mean, there's limits to it. It's always, you always got to come back to like,
I see that.
How am I supposed to do this?
It's just like it's certain people, I think, that can get caught up in with the plan B. Certain people, I think, that they're just like, I'm gonna do this for a while, and then they end up doing it for like 10 years, and they're like, oh wow, I never actually did the thing that I wanted to do. I just got comfortable doing plan B.
Well, you can always like come back.
That's a ceiling in Calgary, though.
Is it plan B?
Is the contentment. I feel like Calgary's a place of like where people go to like feel content, and then just like
it's a great place to start a family. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but it's like it's just this like cultureless city that wants so much, but we're so conservative at the same time that we can't, like, we're trying to break through that, and now we're seeing the consequences.
Yeah. Well, no, we're slowly breaking it.
Yeah,
but the crazy thing about slowly breaking it is that once everyone makes it, they're gone.
Mm-hmm. That's what you think.
That's what I think. I would love to hope, because my studio's staying here. I have another one in Toronto and Vancouver, but so I'll be all around Canada. Mm-hmm. But it's always going to be hosted originally from Calgary.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that the city gets something, so people in it have a voice.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
100%.
That's kind of
hub city right here.
Yeah, because even if it's worldwide, it's like Joe Rogan is in the United States, but Texas is a studio.
Yeah,
everyone knows that. I want it to be Canada, Calgary is a studio.
Yeah.
So it brings it to a creative realm of, oh, they have podcasts and they have YouTubers and they have TikTokers.
They have artists.
We have a ton of TikTokers here in Calgary. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like, we have the number one TikToker here on the podcast. I think it's just 10 million now. How much does she have? 10 million? Do you know? I don't know. Last time I checked, it was like 9.3 million.
Is she funny? She funny?
Listen to the podcast.
Oh.
She's awesome. She talks really, really, really fast.
She makes content
like very, very, very fast.
Switched the transition. Like the old days used to be where it was like
we can't hear you.
All these cool things, because as a kid,
wait, my camera guy's talking.
Sick cars, all these things. Right?
Okay.
She makes like fast-paced vlogs
for
younger kids where they can't say, "Oh, I'm bored of this. I want to watch something else."
Yeah.
They always want more.
It's always something new.
Yeah.
It's never the same storyline.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people fail to realize with social media is you need story.
Yeah.
If you don't have a story, no one's watching.
Yeah.
Even small things like Snapchat stories, Instagram stories, And even like your post, like your feed on Instagram for like posts, it needs to have a story.
Yeah.
Because then people are gonna look at every photo with like a new enlightenment of like, oh, I wonder what he's doing here or there or there or there.
Right.
Everything has to be different. It can't be the same because it looks boring.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna be looking at your page being like, oh, this dude just has black and white. That's it.
Yeah.
That's one thing a lot of people fall into when it comes to social media, is thinking like, oh, we can just post and you have this storyline, but the crazy thing is it gets boring.
Yeah.
If you don't have to keep yourself entertained.
Yeah.
So
you got to have a story. And that's
Yeah.
actually like one of the big things that I was trying to, when I first started working with Kareem, was like, we need to start like telling your story, humanize yourself, find a way to like conceptualize around a project and an idea, and make sure that like we're layering the crap out of it.
And making it public knowledge, because no one knows what's going on unless you don't.
Yeah.
Everything the craziest thing about social media is everything you put out is only what people see.
Yeah.
So this people are going to see.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start driving home, doing your working, whatnot, no one's going to see that.
Yeah.
Like your story starts and stops at every post. So if you stop posting, your story has ended until you start it again, and then it started again. So it's a continuation of that. And if you don't understand that, it's really hard to make it in social media.
Facts.
But it gets boring. I've seen Instagram pages where they just take selfies and it's gone from 10,000 followers to over 100,000, but it's just selfies.
Damn.
But other accounts are using those selfies and posting it, so it's giving them publicity. But imagine how boring that is.
Yeah.
Just every like 6 hours, you just take a
Reposting
selfie.
someone, reposting someone, reposting someone.
No, just taking a selfie of your face, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same
I hate
person.
to take-
Yeah, I think it's like a model page, but everyone
Yeah.
keeps using her face on other
What's
model
the
pages.
at? Like narcissist.
I can't remember.
Anonymous. Or
Yo,
what?
sometimes you got flex for the gram right quick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
good.
my 5 o'clock selfie.
Time to drop another one.
10 o'clock selfie.
I woke up.
Damn.
I don't
That's
know
crazy.
if I had a lot of different clothes, like if I had enough wardrobe to maintain that. Like if
Looks
people
like you
were,
do.
if people
Yeah.
were,
Like in those vibes.
if people were sending me clothes and stuff and like maintaining my wardrobe and stuff that I liked, I could take a selfie, not a selfie, but like an outfit pic, I guess, like a more fashionable pic.
We'll start now.
I could.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
If you look at a lot of social media influencers, they literally wear the same pants in all of their photos. They just
Yeah.
change the top.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
I'm not even kidding.
I got funky
Yeah,
pants,
I
man.
never wear jeans ever. I don't know what it is
What are you
with
wearing?
jeans.
Those joggers?
Yeah, mostly joggers.
Yeah.
Never jeans. I feel weird in jeans. I'm like,
I have one pair of jeans.
I got red
I
bottoms.
think I have one maybe.
Yeah.
I got black.
I agree with you.
I got
Yeah.
I'm not
jean-
Albertan.
I got white.
This is
jeans,
weird.
No
like light jeans.
It's the whole like the cowboy thing's got to go too. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Stampede didn't happen this year, so
Yo, can we talk about something real quick?
yeah.
About all the crap that's happening in Red Deer.
I have
Did you
not.
see all those like? I don't know. I don't even know exactly what it is, but it was like some anti-BLM or Black Lives Matter protests.
I did not,
And
but I
it
did.
was-
I did hear that the cops labeled it as a. What was it? Did you see that? They labeled it as a. I think it's a hate group, or was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Don't
But
call me on that. Look it up. It's on the Calgary Police website. They labeled BLM as a bad organization.
Really?
Yeah. The group. I don't know if it's like actual. But yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
What was happening when they were like, oh, they're not even protesting. They made it seem like it was a bad thing. What they're doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
The title was not. It was not a good title.
So then they said, if you guys keep like doing protests and all these things, we're not gonna give you service. Like we won't.
Yeah.
We know what the main word is.
Wow.
It was something like that. If you guys are gonna do this, we're gonna back down. Like,
There's a
Something
girl
ridiculous.
in Calgary. Her name's Taylor McNally, I believe. She's been doing a lot of like publicity work, bringing awareness to a lot of that stuff. But I just think it's gross to see that type of thing happening in Alberta, especially with like the mindsets that are existing in this province.
Mhm.
Just like old Western type vibes, man. Just I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, the great thing is like our generation is really pushing the media.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to see the generation beneath us.
Yo,
But-
man, eventually those guys will just die. So
Well, you want to be able to educate people and like help them save themselves, you know, like you don't want people to die with a bad heart.
Yeah, and they're still pushing that narrative. At the end of the day, someone has to change it.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's got to play their part.
I think the world is moving in a good place, better place. Like change is on the rise. I'd say more than it has been in the past. But who knows?
Everything's all changed, man.
Yeah.
Everything's constantly changing. It's like Moore's Law. Every 6 months. It's crazy. But anyways, I'm going to end the podcast there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop your ads.
You can catch me at Sarafin Music. Check my website, www.sarafin.ca. We got a CD booklet for summer sessions. Also check out summer sessions on Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal. Bless y'all.
At Cash Money Cream like how Wu-Tang spells it, Cash with a K. Yeah, I got a project with Sarafin called Summer Sessions. I'm on the last song. It's called Sunshine. Go check it out. That's on Spotify right now. Hackerman, Casablanca on the way. Just keep working, and thank y'all for listening. I appreciate it.
All right, drop a like, subscribe, and bye.